Hello there, guys. Welcome back to Younes Talks Football. Welcome back to a brand new video. Hope all of you are doing well today. Listen. I said I was going to take this game in isolation. Forget the league table. Forget the league. Forget all that. Chelsea versus Tottenham. That's what I'm bothered about today. Chelsea versus Spurs, right? Beat Spurs. It's Tottenham. And it's Chelsea. And it's at the bridge. Anything else is a criminal offence. Well, safe to say we delivered. £1 billion bottle jobs, eh? You sure that shouldn't be Tottenham? Listen, we've done the league double over Tottenham. It's actually funny that you could argue, one of the worst seasons Chelsea have experienced in the modern era. Some would actually say the worst, considering the circumstances, and I would tend to agree. We just still beat Tottenham. Why? Good question. I'll answer why. I'll tell you why. It's a Chelsea thing. That's it. That's all you need to know. It's a Chelsea thing. This is what we do. It's like the air that we breathe. It's like the gravity that there is. It's like all the laws of physics. Chelsea beat Tottenham. That's it. It's one of the laws of physics. It's how the world operates. If Chelsea do not beat Tottenham, the world stops. You know? We get all sorts of shifts and all sorts of weird frequencies and magnetic waves going out of sync and earthquakes and things start happening and, you know, the sun ends up lopsided or something madness happens. I don't know, the moon crashes into the world or things go left. But when things are all normal, Chelsea beat Tottenham. Even at our worst, Chelsea beat Tottenham. Now, I've got to say, Tottenham did not look like the team that were playing for a Champions League spot today. They really didn't. And I have to be honest, for today, credit to Chelsea and credit to our setup and credit to a lot of these players. We delivered. We actually delivered. Throughout both halves, at times at the first part of the second half, when we came out for the second half, it was looking a little edgy. And I was thinking, oh no, here we go again. It's about to get shaky. It's about to get nervy. Things are about to start getting a little sticky. And then, no. Calm it right down. 2-0. Thank you very much. Game, set, and match. What I will say about today is I think we held very good control. I think Tottenham, despite the amount of possession that we allowed them to have, didn't really do anything. Defensively, we kept them at bay. And for the couple of occasions that they did manage to get through, there was a portion of that game in the second half. Again, I stress, there was one portion in the second half where it looked like we were heading back to our old habits. And then, but that was brief. That was like a 10-minute period. I didn't quite understand what was going on. But that was a 10-minute period. Before that, we looked fine. After that, we looked fine. And it looked like even tactically, we got it spot on. So I want to say to a lot of these players that I'm about to talk about, and to Pochettino for today, credit where credit is due. I have to be honest. We nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. And a couple of the tactical decisions made by, Postecoglou, by Pochettino today, on the money. And one of them is where I'm going to start. Man of the match today, for me, some might say Cole Palmer. Some might say Nicholas Jackson. Some might say even Madueke. Some might even say Caicedo. I'm going to say Cucurella. Crazy. I know. I didn't think I'd be saying these words. But Cucurella today was magnificent. And he had a new role. And this is where I turn to Pochettino. If Pochettino called this role, right, and put Cucurella in that role for him to execute, where he was inverting. He was an inverted left back. A left back that was coming inside almost in a similar way to how I've realised Aït-Nouri is playing at Wolves. Coming very central. adding himself as another body in central midfield. At one time, he was on the right-hand side. I'm like, what the hell is Cucurella doing there? It worked. It worked. The extra body added an additional link-up, added an additional player. He was getting stuck in to defend. He was linking up in order to aid the attacks to get through. He was running into good spaces. Others were laying him off. And he was getting ahead of the back line. He was getting in between the space. He was getting into half spaces. He was getting in behind defences. And he was also linking up with others in order to get others in behind defences. It was the perfect setup to play against a high-line Tottenham that were chasing a 1-0 loss or 1-0 deficit. So, Cucurella today, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, fair play to Cucurella. Outstanding. Congrats. The defence, I felt like were composed, were calm, cool-headed, good blocks all round. There was only one mistake that we made, that was Badiashile, and that was clumsy. It wasn't really a mistake, it was just a clumsy challenge where he gave away a free kick on the edge of the box, which nearly got Tottenham the equaliser. Very stupid way to grab the player, pull him down, like why? When you know that we're not really good in set pieces, but apart from that, he was clean. Chalobah, clean. Overall, brilliant. And Chalobah getting the first goal. That goal was made straight out of Cobham. And that makes it sweeter. Do you know why it makes it sweeter? Because it's Tottenham. And against Tottenham, you want proper Chelsea to score and bury them. Because it's Tottenham. If this was any other game, yeah, it'd be nice, but it wouldn't really mean too much. Tottenham? Nah. Tottenham, we need Cobham's finest to score against Tottenham because it's Tottenham. Simple as that. Simple as that. So, we done that. Gallagher ball into the box. No one's on Chalobah. Chalobah far corner. Over the keeper and him. Happy days 1-0. Beautiful. So that's the defence. I want to say as well, Gilchrist. Gilchrist today was the epitome of I don't want to say Brexit footballer, but you get the gist. I'm going to say proper Chelsea as well. Like proper. Gilchrist does honestly carry the vibe. He's got a long way to go in terms of development, right? He's nowhere near the finished article. But he has got what it takes within to be a natural leader. I feel like with time, he does look like captain material. With time, not yet. He's nowhere near. But he does look like he's got the attributes to become a natural captain in the future. So I'll be honest, Gilchrist right now is someone that I don't even want to think of letting go. When I look to, if you remember how JT managed to get the call up into the first team when he started, and how his progression went, and JT has said this himself, Gilchrist reminds him a lot of himself when he was younger. And I think that's spot on. He carries the same traits. It's very rare to see a young footballer now that's no nonsense, buzz cut, black boot, stuck in, break legs, get all in, flipping have it. Like, it's rare. We've got that in Gilchrist. I hope he has a very good development. And I hope he keeps up that same mentality. Because today, to be fair, many occasions he kept Son at bay. Kept him at bay. So fair play to him. The midfield, Gallagher, Caicedo, blending pretty well. Caicedo was moving the ball pretty efficiently and was getting stuck in and winning the ball pretty often. Not losing the ball as much as we've seen him previously either, which is the one thing that I want to make sure. And I'm onto him about that point. And like any midfielder. Same goes for Enzo and same goes for Gallagher. Because it's an important part of the pitch. It's a crucial part of the pitch. You can't lose the ball often in those areas because you're the engine. You do that, you've put your whole team in trouble. Today, there wasn't any of it. And the amount of times he was winning the ball, getting stuck in, fluent passing, great movement, quick thinking, lovely to see. Gallagher alongside him was doing a lot of the dirty work. They blend pretty well, Caicedo, Gallagher. They do blend pretty well. So, I'm curious to see where that can go. And it raises question marks for Enzo, I've got to be honest. So, we'll see. But, fair play to them. Cole Palmer is Cole Palmer. Can we just say? Even on an average day, he looks good. That just sums him up, basically. On an average day, he looks good. And the second goal was just... won the free kick. Gallagher and Palmer over it from... it's not even a 30 yards. I think it's about 35 yards. Cole Palmer smashes it. With a bend as well. Whacks the bar. Vicario doesn't even get anywhere near it. Beautifully executed free kick, bounces onto the floor, goes straight back up, straight to Jackson, and Jackson, who could have squared it in the first half, the first few minutes, to Palmer, where I think he fluffed it. Ball comes down, he knows exactly where the goalkeeper is, puts it into the far corner, defenders no chance, goes over them, and it's a wonderful header too. Greatly executed goal, picked his target, put it there. I'm very happy for Jackson as well, getting that goal. So fair play to Nico Jackson, very nice goal. Fair play to Cole Palmer for making that happen, very happy. And that brought all the nerves and tension down because we were still thinking, you know what, we're 1-0 up, but I'm very happy that we're 1-0 up. This could be a lot worse right now. But we got that second goal, it calmed everything down. With a good 15 minutes to go or so, 2-0 up, beautiful, happy days. And at that point, it was just a case of managing the game. Postecoglou brought on those subs, tried to influence the game, didn't have any influence, and this is it. Tottenham are very one-dimensional. Tottenham are all guns blazing, ball on the floor, attack, pass, try and get through, forget defending, forget high line, forget all this, forget playing any other way, forget the balls into the box. No. Get the ball on the ground, pass, and go through that way, and that's it. That's all Tottenham do, and they stick to it. And sometimes it's the best thing that happens, and sometimes it's the worst thing that happens, because they're so one-dimensional. We tactically allowed ourselves to be set up in a way that was going to counteract that wonderfully, in a very calm way. Tottenham had most of the ball, but each time they came near our box, sometimes we didn't let them through, sometimes we let them through, but they just can't finish their dinner. And this is why it surprises me. They're fighting for a Champions League spot. They didn't play like they were fighting for a Champions League spot today. They really didn't. But we kept them at bay for a lot of it. So fair play. What I do want to say, I've mentioned Nico Jackson. Now the two wingers, they're the polar opposites of each other. Madueke, I want to say, overall, they didn't have the best of games. Mudryk and Madueke, but for different reasons. Madueke was a lot more involved. Yeah? On the ball, he's a threat. Made a couple of decent passes too. But on many occasions where he could have made the perfect final call, he decides to take the ball and try and be the hero. And he was being a bit selfish. And that's, again, he doesn't talk about his footballing ability. He's good with his footballing ability. He needs to work on his right foot as well, by the way. But he's a threat. He's a threat. But it's here. His problem's here. He's either selfish, he wants to be the hero, or sometimes he's just immature. Mudryk isn't so immature. I think he's got his head on his shoulders correctly. But I'm sorry, on the ball, it's just, mate, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know, every game we get the flipping, it's like a wrestler's final signature move, his finisher. It's like Randy Orton coming in with the RKO out of nowhere. It's like John Cena coming in with the AA or the FU. It's like The Rock with the rock bottom. It's the final move. Mudryk is to sky the ball into Rose Ed. That's his final move. He's got to do it every game now, hasn't he? Like, what are you doing, brother? Do we have to see? It's become a joke. It's become a running gag. We've got to see Mudryk hit it into Rose Ed. So much so that on the watch along, someone said he would be a perfect kicker in the NFL. Yeah, he might be. Actually would be. Dallas Cowboys and that. Unbelievable. So that's the only negative point for today. And that needs to be fixed. That needs to be amended. Everyone else, Poch included, Pochettino I feel like managed the game beautifully. Even in terms of the substitutions, yeah, fair play. Nailed it. In terms of the subs, if I'm actually going to just pay attention to the subs, we actually made 3 subs. I was surprised. I said we wouldn't even make one. If there was going to be one, Cassidy would be it. And we knew that would probably be it. But Cassidy come on for Mudryk. Good move. Bolster up the midfield. Take off Mudryk because he was stinking up the place. Bring another midfielder in. And Cassidy was holding his own. Physically, he was holding his own. And that's the perfect way to play against Tottenham because Tottenham like to play on the ground. Frustrate them physically and you've decimated the way that they're going to try and, fluctuate. Move the ball. Their patterns. Their fluidity. You disrupt it if you're physical with them. Cassidy done that. Then we managed to get Achiempong coming on for Gilchrist, Torianen coming on for Nico Jackson. Finally, Achiempong comes on and plays some football. Without any pressure either, which is technically a good thing. Now, I feel like he's good enough to be able to fill in. As a right back, to fill in. But I got to be honest, Gilchrist put in one hell of a shift, and Cucurella as an inverted left back was absolutely fantastic. Can I just say, I don't understand how I've seen the scores that were given, by the way, by Flash Score. They've given Mudryk man of the match. They've given him an 8.2. What game were you watching? What game? Don't follow the scores that Flash Score give you. Just on a... I don't know how that's happened. I don't know how that's happened. Cucurella's got a 7.7 and Mudryk's got an 8.2. Stats be running wild nowadays. Anyway, overall, very happy. And Pochettino got it spot on. Sub spot on too. And result through the, in the bag. Double over Tottenham in the season. And we've actually put ourselves in a decent position. Now, like I've said before, it's still out of our hands. We need Man United and Newcastle to drop points without us dropping points. So we basically need the next 4 games we have to play, the final 4 games of the season, we got to win all of them. Can you count on that happening? Nah. Newcastle and Man United both have to drop points. Now, they do play each other, and that might come into our favour. But no matter what, if one of them beats the other, we're screwed. Because we need both to drop. So we're still in a bad situation. It's tight, but it's not in our favour. And we need to hope that things go well elsewhere. Which I feel like it's out of our hands. I feel like damage is done. Which is why I'm looking at this result in isolation. We beat Tottenham. We played well. Everyone done a really good job, put in a solid shift. And Pochettino got everything spot on. I wish I could be talking like this every week. I wish. Let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. And I will catch all of you tomorrow for a brand new one. Thank you all so much for watching. And by the way, thank you to every single one of you that was tuned in live on the watch along. And not only just tuned in and contributed on the watch along, but you also went over to Expressions and you raided his watch along, didn't you? You went into his chat and you absolutely took it over. The YTF army is a strong one. It's a strong one. And what can I say? Expressions, I'm sorry you lost to a £1 billion blue bottle job team that is struggling for a European spot. But what can I say? When it comes to Chelsea versus Tottenham, it's a Chelsea thing. I'll see you later. Have a good one, people. See you tomorrow. Take care. And peace.